Assalamu alaikum wa marhaban bikum. Hi guys, hope you're all doing well. In today's lesson, we're going to be doing something very different but very useful, and we're going to be reading an article in Arabic about what is going on in Turkey. So, ماذا يحدث في تركيا? Before we get started, if you're enjoying the content of the channel and you want to see more Arabic videos for free, then please do think about hitting subscribe as it really helps the channel grow. شكرا جزيلا لنبدأ. So, we've done a lot of stuff on grammar and verbs, and I think we've developed a good foundation from a lot of the videos. So if you've watched a lot of the videos before, you will hopefully have a good foundation of the grammar now. So I think it's time to expand our vocabulary, and one of the best ways to do that is reading articles in Arabic. So I've got an article here in Arabic. I've got the vowels on it for you guys, so it's going to make it much easier for you guys to read. Then I've got the English translation below. Then I've also done you guys some very helpful vocabulary tables from all the vocab that I think might be unfamiliar to you from the text. I've also put the plurals here for you, and then I've also done a little verb table. So you've got your past tense, your present tense, and your masdar. So that should be helpful, because I know when you're reading Arabic, it can be difficult, like finding text with the vowels on, and then it's a pain to look up, the plurals and what tense is this and all that stuff. So don't worry, you guys just sit back, get the video up on your device and just start reading. That's a good way. So anyway, I'll start us off. أوقفت الشرطة التركية صباح اليوم الأربعاء رئيس بلدية إسطنبول إكرام إماموغلو إماموغلو I think in Turkish pronunciation by the way المعرض للرئيس رجب طيب أردوغان في حين تحدثت تقارير محلية عن أن احتجازه مرتبط بتحقيق في شبهات فساد. So, Turkish police arrested Istanbul mayor Ikram Imamoglu in Turkish pronunciation, an opponent of President Recep Tayyip Erdogan on Wednesday morning, while local reports say his detention is linked to an investigation into suspected corruption. Okay, so let's break this down and analyze it. So let's do the vocab and the grammar. So, first one is we've got a verb, and that is أوقف. Now, verb table, to stop. It's form 4. Remember in the previous video we saw to stop doing something is form 5, and that is توقف عن. This is أوقف. It's when you want to stop someone. Okay, I stopped him. Or you stop someone, like they stopped him. Or in this context, to arrest him. Okay, so أوقفت الشرطة. So obviously in Arabic we start with our verbs. So the Turkish police stopped. Then Wednesday morning, here صباح اليوم الأربعاء, then they stopped. Who did they stop? الرئيس I guess رئيس بلدية Istanbul, like is also the mayor. So الرئيس, another way to say mayor in Arabic is also عمدة. Okay, عمدة. But here you can say, if the article is used, رئيس بلدية, so like I guess president of the municipality also means mayor. So رئيس, and then plural رؤساء Istanbul, and the name of the person. المعرض, the opponent. Now this is the اسم فاعل of the form 3 verb عرض يعرض, to oppose something. Opponent 2, the li means to, the president, رئيس Erdogan. في حين, while. تحدثت, form 5. So to speak about, in the translation, say. تقارير, so this is تقرير, plural, report. Now this is the masdar of the form 2 verb قرر, قرر, which means to decide. So local, محلية, like for example, but spoke, local reports, عن is about, أن, that, احتجاز is arrest. So here we have احتجاز, the masdar of the form 8 verb احتجز, يحتجز, which means to arrest. So احتجزه. Now you're wondering why there is the fatha on top, why it's in the accusative, because nouns after أن are in the accusative case. That's why it's got the fatha. The who is his, the possessive suffix. مرتبط, connected or linked with, it takes the preposition be. تحقيق, here, investigation. This is the masdar of the form 2 verb حقق, which means to investigate. It also means to achieve. Okay, في, in. So investigation into, in, في. Shubuhat, like I guess shubha is suspicion. Shubuhat is the plural. Suspicions of corruption. Okay, or you could say into suspected corruption. Fasad. Okay, hope that's all clear so far. Next one. ونقلت وكالة الصحافة excuse me وكالة الصحافة الفرنسية عن أحد مساعده أن إماموغلو احتجز وهو الآن في مقر الشرطة بعد دهم منزله. So the French press quoted or reported from one of his aides that Imamoglu was detained and he is now at the police station after his house was raided. Okay, so we've got our verb here, naqala. So this means to report or to quote. Okay, it also means to transport. Okay, like you're transporting goods or something. But in this context, like, so naqala, and then let me just annotate. So here, this preposition links naqala an. So we've got our verb first. So وقال الصحافة الفرنسية. So basically the agency of French press, the French, you can say the French press. Okay, here we got this in the vocab table. So the French press reported or quoted, the an is linked to the naqalat from one of his aides. So musa'id is assistant or aid. Now, let's do some grammar here. مساعده. Okay, let's break it down. There should be a kasr underneath here. So the he here, the last bit, this is the possessive suffix. It should be who, like normally, like his. But because it's preceded by a e sound, the ya, that's why it becomes e. So his aid. You're thinking, why is it not مساعدون? Okay, that would be the like you think that would be the plural. It would be in the nominative case, but this is in the this is in the genitive case because after ahad, okay, it's in the accusative case, okay, like is because it's an idafa construction. So one of his aides. So the next noun, the after the first noun, the next noun in the idafa construction is in the genitive case, indicated by the kasra. Okay, I understand this is quite a lot of grammar, but it's really good for you guys to understand. I'm not just gonna like read it out and just ignore. Like I want to really hone that grammar. Okay, so like just it's important stuff. So مساعده. So as I was saying, مساعدون in the nominative, but because we're in the genitive, it would be مساعدين. Okay, that's the plural. In accusative and genitive, it's مساعدين, the ina. So that's why it's مساعدي. Now, where's the noon, you're wondering? Because we added the possessive suffix, the he here, which is his, we then drop the noon. So that's why it's مساعديه, not مساعدينه. Okay? Good bit of grammar there. Right. And that, Imam Aghlu, احتجز, passive verb here. Form 8, to be detained. So, احتجز يحتجز in the active, but in the passive. احتجز in the present tense. يحتجز. He was detained and he is now الآن في مقر. So مقر by itself means like it means headquarters. Okay, so not necessarily police headquarters. Just مقر by itself is headquarters, the HQ. But مقر شرطة, like headquarters of the police, or you can say police station. بعد is after. دهم is raid. منزله, his house. Okay, moving on. أفاد إماموغلو في منشور على منصة إكس بأن 100 عناصر الشرطة وصلوا إلى منزله وقال أسلم نفسي إلى الشعب. وأضاف الشرطة تداهم منزلي إنهم يطرقون باب منزلي أثق في أمتي. Okay, by the way, just need a quick ضم on top. Now, let's break it down. Imam Oghlu stated in a post on X, or I think it's formerly Twitter, that hundreds of police officers had arrived at his home. I surrender myself to the people, he said, and added, the police are raiding my house. They are knocking on my door. I trust in my nation. So first we got our verb, afada, yufidu, like form 4. So he stated or reported in Mansour is post publication على منصة. Minasa is like a platform, like a social media platform, Twitter, بأن that like hundreds عناصر. So عنصر is member, it's element. عناصر but can be member of police force. وصلوا, arrived at his house, and he said, I surrender, سلم يسلم, like I surrender or I hand over myself, نفس is self, نفسي, myself, إلى الشعب, to the people. وأضاف, he added, from full verb, يضيف, the police, تداهم, so داهم يداهم is a form 3 verb, to raid my house. يطرقون, they are knocking the door of my house. أثق في أمتي, I trust in my nation. Okay. ولم يكشف مكتبه عن سبب اعتقاله الذي يأتي غداء إبطال جامعة إسطنبول شهادته معتبرة أنه نالها من دون وجه حق. His office did not disclose the reason for his arrest, which comes the day after the University of Istanbul nullified or repealed his degree, deeming it to have been obtained unjustly. Okay, so now what have we got here? So lam negates the past, but the verb is in the present, and we have the sukun on top. So that's his. So did not disclose maktabuhu, his office, like did not disclose about, or just did not disclose the reason for his arrest. Okay, so idafa construction here, so second noun in the genitive case indicated by the kasra, that's why it's اعتقاله, the reason of his arrest. That الذي يأتي comes غداء, the day after, إبطال مصدر of the form 4 verb أبطل يبطل, to invalidate, repeal, nullify. University of Istanbul. So after this is after the repealing of the University of Istanbul, after the University of Istanbul's repealing his degree or certificate. Okay. Now, you're wondering what is this? معتبرة. This is something called hal. Okay, it's advanced grammar. I'm not going to go into it too much for now, but just to explain it. So hal is explains like the condition of the subject or object at the time of the action. For example, it describes the state or condition of the subject at the time of the action of the verb. So I'll give you another example. For example, دخل ذهب الولد إلى المتجر مبتسما. The boy went to the shop smiling. Okay, so it describes how did he, like the state or condition of the subject at the time of the action. So at the time of the boy going to the shop, what was his state or condition? He was smiling. So think of this in the same way. What was the state or condition of the University of Istanbul at the time of the nullifying his degree? Well, when they nullified it, they were considering it or deeming it to have been unjustly. Okay, that's a brief explanation there. But then that's why the hal is in the accusative case, and this is the ism fa'il of the verb form, the formate verb اعتبر, to consider. Don't worry too much about it for now. We'll have to do a video on it because it's really important and useful, especially when reading press or media in Arabic. But just understand what that is. Okay, so it's deeming or considering that he obtained it. Ha is referring to the shahada, the degree. من دون وجه حق, obtained it unjustly. كما نقلت وكالة رويترز عن قناة CNN ترك أن الشرطة التركية اعتقلت إماموغلو بتهم تزعم منظمة إجرامية والرشوة وتلاعب في المناقصة ومساعدة منظمة إرهابية. Reuters also quoted CNN Turk as saying that the Turkish police detained, sorry, this should not be here, it should be İmamoğlu, you do not need the here, on charges of leading a criminal organization, bribery, bid rigging, and aiding a terrorist organization. Okay, so كما here at the start means also. So Reuters also, and then we've got our verb here, نقلت, to report or transmit, or quote. Quote here. The an again is coming from the نقلت. So وكالة Reuters, the Reuters agency, press agency, so reported from um, قناة is channel CNN Turk that the Turkish police اعتقلت, they arrested Imamoglu بتهم. So تهمة is charge, تهم is the plural, on, so B is on, so on um, charges or accusations. تزاعم, this is the masdar of the form 5 verb. تزاعم, which is to lead a party. So leading منظمة, organization, إجرامية, so leading a criminal organization, bribery. مصدر of the form 6 verb. تلاعب, which is to like meddle, manipulate, rig, I don't know, tamper. Yeah, so yeah, rigging in bid rigging, or مناقصة is like a tender or a bid, and helping a مساعدة, form 3 verb, مصدر, helping a terrorist organization. Okay. وكان موقع صباح الإخباري ذكر في وقت سابق اليوم الأربعاء أن السلطات تركية أمرت باعتقال إماموغلو و100 آخرين في إطار تحقيق الفساد. Get rid of this here. الأربعاء. So the Sabah news website reported, وكان موقع is a website, صباح الإخباري is a news website. So ذكر is I guess they mentioned, كان is to be. So in this context they reported earlier في وقت سابق, like on Wednesday, I guess today, that Turkish authorities, سلطات تركية, Turkish authorities أمرت, this is to order, أمر اعتقال, arrest إماموغلو and 100 آخرين, others, في إطار is a framework, تحقيق, investigation of corruption. Okay. Right, next bit. ومن شأن الخطوة أن تعرقل خطط إماموغلو لمنافسة أردوغان في الانتخابات المقررة في 2028, إذ تأتي قبل أيام من موعد تسميته كسرة رسميا مرشح حزب المعارضة الرئيسي, حزب الشعب الجمهوري. So the move is likely to hinder Imamoglu's plans to run against Erdogan in the 2028 elections, as it comes days before he is due to be officially named the candidate of the main opposition party, the People's Republic Party. So this is a really useful phrase in Arabic. Min sha'ni. It means like something is likely to. That's how I translate it. It's likely. So it is likely, or like min sha'ni al-khutwa, the move is likely that تعرقل. So عرقل, this is a quadrilateral verb, root verb. Okay, so it's got 4 root letters. So عرقل, يعرقل is to hinder, obstruct. خطط is a plural of خطة, which is plan. To hinder the plans of Imamoglu. To منافسة is to compete, or in this context maybe challenge or run against Erdogan in the elections, مقررة, like scheduled for in 2028. إذ, this means as, or like in English as, or since, or for it comes, or since it comes. إذ, as, so it means since, as, or for. إذ, really useful one to link stuff. تأتي, it comes before, days before, قبل أيام, like days before, days from his from like the موعد is date or appointment. Sorry, I'm not being clear here. As it comes before days from, or days before the date of his being named. Tasmiya is naming. He's naming officially. He's being named officially. The مرشح is a candidate of the main party. حزب المعارضة الرئيسي is main. So حزب المعارضة is party of the opposition. So main opposition party. حزب الشعب الجمهوري. So the party of the People's Republic. Okay. Finally, من جهة أخرى قالت منظمة مراقبة الإنترنت نت بلوكس إن تركيا قيدت الوصول إلى العديد من منصات التواصل الاجتماعي ومنها إكس ويوتيوب وإنستغرام وتيك توك اليوم الأربعاء on Wednesday. So that in Arabic. So meanwhile, Internet Monitoring Organization NetBlocks said Turkey restricted access to several social media platforms, including X, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok on Wednesday. So من جهة أخرى means like, it's a phrase like meanwhile, on the other hand, قالت verb to said. So the Internet Organization NetBlocks said, so منظمة مراقبة, so organization of monitoring of internet, the Internet Monitoring Organization said, so the inna here links all the way to the qala. So qala, blah, blah, blah, blah, that Turkey قيدت is a restrict, limit, وصول access إلى to على العديد من a number of منصات التواصل الاجتماعي social media platforms ومنها and among them including blah blah on Wednesday. Yeah, that's all for today. I hope you found this video useful. I really enjoyed making it. Let me know like what your thoughts, if this is like something beneficial for you guys. I'll do more of them because I think it's a really good way to learn new vocabulary, see grammar in context, practice your reading, and also learn and keep abreast of what's going on in the Middle East at the moment. It's really good to read it also through the perspective of like the prism of Arab, like of the Arabic language and how the Arab world is perceiving stuff. So really important stuff, guys. Please like and subscribe and share with anyone else that wants to learn Arabic. شكرا جزيلا وإلى اللقاء.